And it just did something that happens maybe a handful of times a year. Every single senator agreed. Democrats, Republicans, all 100 of them. And normally that would be the story. However, today it isn't. Because the reason it happened tells you something a lot more uncomfortable about the people running the Justice Department right now. On Wednesday, the Senate unanimously passed a resolution declaring its opposition to any presidential pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell, the longtime associate of Epstein. And she is currently serving a 20-year federal sentence. It was introduced back in February by Senator Jackie Rosen, a Nevada Democrat, and it sat for months. Then this week it suddenly got a vote, passed by unanimous consent, meaning that nobody even objected to it out loud. That timing is the whole story. So let's actually walk through it. So I'm just going to put it to you like this. When 100 senators agree on something instantly, my first question isn't, what did they agree on? It's, why did somebody need them to agree on it today, specifically? To find that answer, we have to look at the room next door, where the Senate Judiciary Committee was voting on who runs the justice system. Here's what was happening in the Senate at this same exact time. The Judiciary Committee was in the middle of voting to confirm Todd Blanche as the permanent Attorney General. Now, Blanche isn't a new name in this story. While serving as Deputy AG last year, he personally traveled to interview Maxwell in prison. And according to reporting from the New York Times, which Rosen directly cited on the Senate floor, Blanche discussed offering her a form of immunity for what she said in that room. Now, I need you to read this carefully because the wording matters. The reporting doesn't say a deal was made. It says Blanche raised the possibility. The Times language was that Maxwell's lawyer might expect something in return for her candor. That's a meaningful, different claim than the DOJ cut a secret deal. And I'm not going to blur that line for you. So Rose's move makes a lot more sense once you see the timing. It wasn't just making a symbolic statement. She was putting every senator on record right as they was about to hand the same DOJ under the same Blanche permanent control of the Justice Department. That nobody in that room wanted to see this go in the direction where cooperation quietly turns into leniency. Now, here's what this vote actually does legally. Nothing. It's non-binding. Trump retains full constitutional pardon power no matter what the Senate says. This resolution doesn't restrict him in any way, and there is currently no confirmed evidence that any formal arrangement was made. What we have is a documented conversation where the idea came up, reported by one outlet and cited by one senator, in the middle of a confirmation fight. It's also worth saying plainly, this is not a partisan attack. Republicans voted for this too, unanimously. Nobody in that chamber stood up to defend the idea of a pardon here or defend the idea that leniency might have been on the table. That, on its own, tells you something about how radioactive this topic still is on both sides. So, don't let the unanimous vote distract you. 100 senators agreeing costs nothing and changes nothing legally. What actually is worth watching is whether the man who interviewed Maxwell and reportedly floated the word immunity in that room gets confirmed to run the entire Justice Department anyway. Regardless of whatever happens, I will be tracking Blanche's confirmation vote. And if anything more concrete on that conversation surfaces, you'll see it here first. So if you want to stay up to date with the current news, feel free to hit me with a like, go ahead and subscribe, and hit that notification bell just so you know whenever I upload next. Outside of that, have a good day and peace.